Hey everyone, Captain Amazing here, and today I'm with Aldous Sandfly. We're going to look at his account. I do want to say Aldi is amazing. He's been a huge supporter of me. I found him. He found me on Twitch. He's rated me. He's amazing. I watch his stuff all the time. I'm a subscriber and a supporter of the Sandflies. So Aldi,
it is our honor. It's my honor to be here. I am super excited. Like, honestly, to get an actual roster review from Captain Amazing is both amazing and indeed a captain. Yeah, I Captain Amazing. I follow people on Twitch, and therefore any new streamer that pops up that is streaming in the Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, they pop up, and I started watching your stuff the very second you started, and I'm really impressed, and it's my honor to have it kind of have my roster reviewed, and I'm excited to see what you come up with. And I guarantee, and this is a guarantee for the island, which is my little community, I will actually stick with what you come up with, and you can hold me to that. But yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't think you're gonna like what I have to say here first.
No. Well,
right off the bat, Aldi, you're number 89 in fleet. So you need to do your fleet climbs, friend. You need to do your fleet climbs.
I am one of the I am one of the blacklisted fleet people.
Oh, are you? You're against the mafia?
Well, because honestly, I did not know what. See, I didn't understand. See, I talk a little bit in my podcast, the Roundtable one, and my relationship, the game, my journey. This is the first ever game of this type I've ever played. And therefore, I did not understand shards and shard chats and any of this. So when I first started playing this game, I just thought that these were bots. I didn't even know these were real people, to be honest, in these shards. So I would just attack whenever I could be bothered. And there was a point. And I think I also unlocked ships right at the very start. So my ship shard is a very active shard.
Yeah. So it's a bunch of sharks in there.
And then, but I'm just not in their chat. I've tried to join both for my arena and for my ship shard. Subsequently, I've tried to join, but they're just like, no, we dislike you. You're the evil man. So I just tend to do one battle a day. Occasionally, I'll practice. I will say ship shards are usually like top 20 maybe, so I think you can at least delve into the 50s or 20s, you know. No, I get hit near 60.
Are you serious? They keep you in the 60s?
Yeah, mine is ridiculous. You can't even get into top. I mean, look at me. I'm 89.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It looks like you join and then you just leave, and a lot of people do that. They just join. They don't even fight.
Well, I'll do the odd battle, but to be honest, they will knock me down almost instantly. I don't know. It's one bit of the game that I struggle with, because this is things I did 5 years ago. Yeah. That I regret now, because I just didn't. But I talk about it a little bit where I never understood what the ship shard was like, and I think a lot of people who play this game are super knowledgeable in these sorts of games and how these things are formed, and they're very au fait with all of that. I never knew, because this is the first game I ever played, so I just got a bit confused, and annoyed people.
To be fair, I'm a return player, so I started in 2018, came back after, played like 6 months, came back after like 3.5 years or something. So I had no idea, so I never had that awkward stage, because by the time I came back, I was like fully knowledgeable, and I like was watching people stream, and I didn't have that opportunity to really like piss anyone off.
It's annoying, because I think back. See, if I was getting 500 crystals a day, for the 7 or 8 years I've played this game,
it would be huge.
I would have everything maxed out. Like, it would be insane. So people sometimes, but look, this is me. You know, my account reflects me. It is my account, and therefore it has every one of my mistakes in the past, and yeah.
Well, let's jump into it. So you're 11 million GP. 6.5 in characters, almost 4.5 in ships. I'm pretty sure that's close to max, right, for ships? Close.
Yes. Well, we'll talk about some of my capital ships aren't max, but we'll talk about that, I guess, when we get to them.
30,000 galactic war battles. So that means you've been playing for 7 years. 7 years.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think about October 2016 or somewhere around
Yeah.
that. I think I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure exactly when I picked the game up. And I talked so I probably played the first 2 years not being part of the community. I
Yeah.
first kind of found Swuggle through ours and the Tuscans versus the meta sort of stuff because I really liked that sort of YouTube stuff.
Yeah.
But I never, yeah, I was never kind of part of a community kind of before them or a Discord chat or anything. So I probably played the first 2 years without. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, I will say I do like the R9 on JML. So mad props on that. Recent one. That's good. That's good.
But I haven't seen any value since I did it.
Really?
Unfortunately,
What?
well, he does nothing. I'm just.
I will say the protection's a little low, and I'll tell you where I think it is. It's probably in the square and the diamond here, and then if you have a speed one, maybe the speed. But
okay.
Yeah, so see here, you don't really 1% protection, 1.5. And then here you don't have any. So normally I aim for like 10% on both of those. And if you do that, you'll hit where the benchmark I try to aim for, which is 150,000 protection, which is 90k a hit. So every hit is about 90k. Which yours is.
The problem is I maybe only did it maybe about a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
And I think what I upgraded them to counter has just picked up other counters through Datacrons and so I think I'll see value on them in the future.
Yeah, because a lot of people use him to. He's a GL, right? He's going to perform. But where I think really having him dialed in correctly, which is I do think you need some potency, a little more potency, is for the Lord Vader and JMK counters. That's where it's really like benefits to have him fully up. And if you have other counters for and like he can take out the Super Lord Vader teams, which is pretty difficult. Yeah, see, this is good. This is good. This is what I'm aiming for right here. And of course, these are protection primaries.
At the moment, Lord Vader's picked up a Bane counter now.
Yeah.
Lord Vader keeps picking up other counters. And GMK, I tend to just do the mirror. I do the GMK mirror with the early alt.
Yeah.
But I do want to kind of move across to GML. I think I need just kind of that Jedi chrono. I don't know. I need a bit of confidence and a bit of practice with it.
Yeah, because like you have you have a much larger account, so I have very limited opportunities here on what I can take on. And my JML, of course, I could bounty hunter Lord Vader, but JMKs I have Jabba, and if someone puts a Leia and a JMK on defense, then my Jabba has to take out that Leia, and then my JML has to take out that JMK because I just don't have any flexibility because I have the 4 GLs and some GLs just don't have very good off meta counters. So
yeah, GMK is one of those that I think GMK will increasingly be more in defense these days because he is, like you say, he's the one that doesn't have the off meta counters.
Yeah, so
everyone else in this list kind of has someone that can kind of take them down, but yeah, he's holding strong, so he's always a good space.
Yeah, I call it the JMK and pray, just like the Ray and pray. I do think that's a lot of people just get JMK and then it pushes them up into Kyber on that alone. They can hang out in Kyber 4 or whatever, just with that defense. All right, so let's look at the rest of the stuff in your account. So obviously all the GLs, Gas, Third Sister, the Bay, Dr. Afra.
My Bay. I love you, Bay. I love you, Bay.
Yeah.
I love you, Bay, Dr. Afra. She is my abs. I love her. She is so good a counter to Jabba. So the two base modded teams I have are Dr. Afra and Starkiller.
Okay. I do think
Starkiller versus Ray is almost automatic now for me.
Yeah.
As is Dr. Afra, even without the cron, will take down a Jabba. And that's why a lot of the modding and kind of more of the preferential modding is on Starkiller, Mara, Jade, Dr. Afra, and the little murder bucket, the BT1 thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of the preferential modding goes that way. But yeah.
Yeah, I see Darth Malgus, Darth Bane, Starkiller. I see that your kind of default relic levels, relic 7, which I think is from an efficiency standpoint, I think that's really great because like Dr. Aphra, Malgus, Darth Bane, Starkiller, they all can perform as needed at R7. They don't need the R8. Of course, they'll all benefit from it, but like and of course if you had, like you said, if you had all that juicy crystals every day, I think you could have pushed relics higher, but I think this is a smart way. Okay.
Yeah, I see. I enjoy. I love this game. I absolutely love this game. But I don't do territory wars. This is probably a thing to kind of tell people that. So I don't engage in some of the Zeta delivering things, and some of the areas of the game that will get me stuff to get more R9s.
Yeah.
So I do tend to be a little bit Zeta poor. I think I've got all the Zetas I need at the moment, and but I'm always on that cusp. But yeah, I love my Star Killer.
Yeah, I would say
my R9s are lacking.
Yeah, I would say I don't mind the R9s. I think that's a Wales game, right? So like the R9 game is the Wales game.
If you're using the right counter now, a G12 can beat an R7 these days. If you got the right thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So it is more about the counters. I would say, looking at your the mods for this character, I'm not too happy with. I understand why you have this, right? 5% offense, really strong, some crit chance. But I personally do like speed on Starkiller. I know he doesn't need it because he gets plus 70, and then he's assisting more often. And you do have really high offense or damage, which is important. I do like him taking more turns, and against something like Rey, because you're using Rey, usually she's somewhere around the 500s. I do think it has value to be able to cycle through, especially like in threes where you'll have like a JTR, and sometimes you'll just get unfortunate and you'll run a turn meter train, and she'll be in like damage immunity or something, and then all of a sudden she's really evasive. But having faster turns on Starkiller, because he's not getting the same amount of turn meter that Mara Jade and Papa Palpatine is, like you'll be able to get a faster tire throw and a force repulse to kill her off, and that could be the difference of like timing out or winning in some cases. So I do like having a at least 300 speed Starkiller, but I do go like all offense primary, offense here, offense secondaries with crit damage, and I'm totally with you. I'm all about modding Starkiller really well, because it just makes that Rey counter much more reliable, because you see.
I have been running it. I have been running my Rey counter slightly differently. I just early pulling the Star Destroyer from Starkiller.
Yeah.
Because I have the third on me. So I've even pulled it. I pulled it on my GAC. Sorry, I streamed my GAC about 2 hours ago. I actually pulled it when Rey was still in damage, like was cross swords.
Yeah.
Simply because getting him to that ultra damage space really makes the counter far better. You're right. You do end up kind of occasionally getting stuck in a GTR, but yeah, no, I'll look at that. A bit more speed wouldn't hurt.
Yeah.
Maybe have a gamble roll in. There's a gamble roll possibly.
Yeah, I've been pretty lucky lately with my my counters with Rey, and just that Ben ability block has been really key, of like keeping her ability blocked so she doesn't get the whirlwind off on Palpatine, and then I can save that heal because he's not whirlwind. And after he gets whirlwind once, when Rey's in ult, I'll usually have to pull down the Star Destroyer just to keep Palpatine alive.
Yeah, it's killing me at the moment. My old Bane is running leadership to my GL Leia.
Oh yeah, for the counter.
To prevent Jabba.
Yeah.
To prevent Jabba. So she's sitting on defense under old Bane. So I'm kind of having to use an R3 Plo in that team at the moment. Who's okay, but
yeah, not as effective.
But we'll probably see Starkiller move away with the new Rey Cron, I guess. Okay.
Yeah, I do like the Bane. I do wish I would have went harder on, after I saw how effective he was. I wish I went a little harder in Conquest this round, because I didn't have C, right? So I don't have C. So I was like, oh, I'm not going to push for Bane. I'll get him in 5 months. But seeing how like what a monster he is just with Sith Assassin or any other Sith, like I do regret not pushing him harder. So such
I was pushing him. Well, I tend to get every Conquest character, but I never expected him to be this ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I don't run him with C like no one does. So yeah, no, Bane is glorious.
Yeah, we have the R7 Cal Kestis. That's good. So do you do
not the R7 Seer though? I need.
Oh, what?
So, and I don't have Jedi Knight Cal yet. So
are you ready? I'm sure you're ready, right? Because it's coming here shortly in a few days.
Yes, I'm ready for that. So I've yet to. So one of my next projects, or one of the things I need to do, is take Seer to R7.
Yeah.
And also Jedi Knight Cal Kestis, when he comes in about 4 or 5 days, he'll go to R7 or as high as I can get him. But yeah. He'll be one of the next priorities.
Is your guild doing Zepho?
Not yet. I think we're almost short. So I think the very second Jedi Knight Cal Kestis comes round, I can imagine we'll be doing it. I think it'll be there. I mean, my guild's incredible. Shout out to the Jedi, the Death Star port designers. Incredible group of people who don't force me to farm what they want. They allow They
so
allow
it's optional.
me to do what I want. Yeah. They kind of give suggestions, but it's optional.
Yeah. Okay. Let's look at the depths, the bowels of your account.
You just went past Gar Saxon. Something else I've been looking at as well. Sorry, I mean to lead the witness, but
no, go ahead.
With Bane countering Lord Vader so hard, I'm considering looking at Gar and Imperial Super Commando for that team, because I'm very close. I mean, I could take ISC immediately into Relics. So I'm looking. I haven't done it yet, and I've got a lot of the gear, but I'm looking at that potentially as something where pull Maul off of Lord Vader and then run it that way.
I've seen some good stuff even with Thrawn lead. Have you seen those, like Thrawn lead with Imperial Super Commando Gar Saxon taking down some things like Jabba? I don't know what else, maybe Riva. So pretty interesting. These guys are great. I do wish I could invest more in them, but I have my Gear 1 level 1 Maul. And these guys are just like level 50, but I do think they're worth building, and I do think for especially, and they're universal, right? They don't have an Omicron or anything. They're just fantastic as they are right out of the backs. So I think that would be a great, even where you are. I do think at the top of Grand Arena.
With Bane just absolutely hard countering Lord Vader now, we're running out. I have to say, as somebody who has the GLs, we're running out of defensive teams.
Yeah.
Because so many of the current GLs are getting hard countered by new things. Like you look at Bo-Katan as well, the Mandalore one, which is obviously I'm farming shards towards him. You can see at the bottom there the IG-12 and the Grogu and the Paz. That is really meaning we're getting kind of squeezed as what actually defense looks like. Yeah. And it's getting like, what do I put on defense? So yeah.
Yeah. So it's I don't run a good defense, so I don't have the same. I'm in a whole different Grand Arena world than you. Even though I'm just at the bottom of Kyber 2 and you're at the very top. It's a world's difference. I am facing like opponents like you. As not as skilled, obviously, because they're down at the bottom with me, but accounts that are similar to yours, probably not as well modded. All right, let's look at your ships. So Leviathan, I know you said you're crystal poor, right? You don't have the crystals. So but Leviathan at 5 stars, I guess you can take it on offense, right? And it'll take out something like a Profundity. Maybe
he sits on Leviathan sits on defense at the moment. He is terrible at 5 stars. He's about I think he's one iteration of going to 6 stars. But even then, until he gets to 7 stars,
pretty lackluster.
I just don't. at the moment where ships is with only 3 on defense, I can clear every single defense I ever meet with what I have. So I keep Profundity, Thrawn for offense, and they tend to take count. They tend to kind of deal with the Profundity and Leviathan of the opponent if they're there.
Yeah.
And then you're just into the first order executor sort of kind of stuff. So, but yeah, I don't know. I've looked at them a few times, and every account I meet already has them at 7 stars.
I would say if you take Plo Koon to R7, if you take him to R7, that's an effective triple, a more reliable than the finalizer for the executor counter.
Yeah, he's a recent project as well. He went to R3 and then we stopped because Bane arrived.
Yeah.
But yeah, the plan is to take Plo up and to put him in the Starkiller team more permanently. But yeah, no, good idea.
I do think he's probably going to be in the raid. I could see Plo easily being in the new raid, Galactic Republic. Just because he's not really utilized heavily. A lot of people keep him low gear. So, and I'm sure they want some like trash Galactic Republic Jedi to kind of get us to invest. So maybe he, in a few months, it'll be a good investment just for the raid in itself. And then it's like a win-win.
He's Dispel on basics kind of useful. Yeah. His ship is kind of useful. Yeah, he's not somebody I really kind of regret, but yeah, I'll probably take him up. But like I say, he's only just recently gone to R3 because of what I was moving my Jedi around a little bit.
Yeah, so whenever I do get the Lord Vader and the Bad Batch, I do plan on taking a little detour to get my Plo Koon to R7, just because that counter is just so reliable. It's so good. And then the finalizer is like, it wins. Sometimes it doesn't.
I'm super disappointed with the comeuppance. I've got it 7 star.
Really?
And really, it just, you need for everybody else to survive. It's the tankiness of what's already on the board is my biggest problem. I'm a little disappointed.
Mine's on defense. It's my 3rd fleet. It's just like a trash throwaway fleet. Sometimes that Rey's Millennium Falcon can do some nasty things, so that's what I'm hoping for. Like, hey, maybe the RNGesus will strike and help me out.
It's the tankiness of that printer ship, the thing, the one with all the numbers in it, the tank,
the bomber,
the AMG, Starforge, just not tanky enough.
It's not.
It's just it's not really a tank. It's like a taunting thing that you need to survive, but it just isn't good enough.
It's pretty funny because it got 2 lifters, right? Like usually one lifter is enough to really take a ship, a fleet up, and then it got 2 lifters, and it's still pretty lackluster. So you would think, maybe the 3rd lifter will be what elevates the fleet.
Maybe the 5th lifter will be. But anyway, it's nice about fleets. I love ships though. I'm a deep lover of ships. Anyone knows me knows that. And I love for me, ships are they're 2 people slugging each other. There's occasionally a miss, there's a dodge, there's a lot more RNG involved, and there's lots of kind of changes you do during the battle. You kind of you sometimes need to do this instead of that or pivot. It's not like some of the squad battles are very prescribed on the buttons you hit.
Yeah.
Whereas very often due to a dodge, you have to kind of pivot and do something else. So
I
like ships. They're good to stream.
I'll say this. I kind of have a different opinion of ships. Very similar, yeah. But no, I love ships.
Incorrect.
No, I have a very similar overall. I love ships. I'm a ships guy. I tell everyone to farm their ships. But I would say I like them because the counters are more reliable compared to ground, where once you start factoring in like datacrons and things like the meta shifts so much, and there's so many different characters, and even once we start going into the first week of a new datacron set and we have like no datacron knowledge on it, we're really shooting in the dark on like, hey, how is all this going to play out, what's going to happen? Where ships, we don't, if you have your mods right, if you have your counters dialed in, there's always the chance that you just like I've gone against like my finalizer against executor everything's going perfectly, and then I get like 2 or 3 dodges in a row, houndstooth taunts, and then they kill my ship, and then it all just kind of like falls down. And what you're saying is correct, that there's a lot of RNG there, but I would say as far as what we can do to prepare, I think ships are it's a lot more strategic, and you can prepare for it and get over it, compared to where datacrons are just so varied. And how do you prepare for something like the really ridiculous ones?
I think if you embrace ships and you make them your friend by studying them and practicing and knowing your fleet versus what you might face and what counters you might run, then I think you get a much bigger boost from that, because that boost happens on 3v3 and 5v3. It doesn't change. It's the same you're doing. I do think the fleets, and you talked earlier about ship shard earlier on, but definitely invest in fleets early to get the crystal income, but then also later game as well. Just keep studying your new ship counters, your new ship ways of doing things, because you win so many more grand arenas, because people are frightened of ships. They don't want to do them. They panic. Which is good.
Yeah, absolutely. That's my only defense. I have only a ship's defense with the Leviathan, the Executor. Literal garbage. Like, some of them are relics, some of them are like low gear Omicron teams, but usually I get like full cleared, and it's my Leviathan and Executor that hold, or give me the wiggle room I need to like efficiently clear them and win. So that's what I do. Ships. That's how I win. Because these accounts are just like much bigger and better than mine. All right, you have good Datacron.
We've burnt a lot of the Scorching Ambition. We burnt a few early.
Yeah.
In the new set, so there is missing, but we obviously have kept the Afra and the Bay. But I don't. Like I say, I'm locked in for GAC, so I don't.
What about your TW? Did you save them for TW, or do you not need them?
I don't.
Oh
do TW.
Like not at all. Like not. No, like you don't join it.
No, I do it once a year.
Why don't you just join it and then just set a defense?
My guild is very, very good at what they do, and therefore they need active people that are going to be very much hitting their things. So,
so they're unwilling to have like a defense. Like you go full defense.
I'm sure we can negotiate something, but the other problem is I travel so much and I constantly. I'm in the wrong time zone. And TW is very much an American time zone.
Oh I feel you. I feel you. Yeah, it starts. It starts at like 3 a.m. or something for me. So
my struggling with TW happened a long time ago. So it just got to a bit of the game that I'd love to kind of give it a go, but. When you get an account like mine, or you're in a very good guild, there's not a way you can kind of like, can I just try one?
Yeah.
It's just like, 49 people will shout at you if you fail. But no, they are incredible. And shout out to the best guild I know. I've been in them for a very, very long time. But anyway.
Yeah, good Datacron percentage.
I love Datacrons, and I have this Sidious Cron. This is my favorite new thing. I've been using this. We tested it in Squad Arena. I beat one JML team. So far, he's probably not going to be on GL duty, Sidious, but he does a lot of damage. He is very, very good.
Yeah, this is a great cron. Unfortunately, I don't have C, so I don't have Sidious. So I will not have a Sidious cron this go. But yeah, this is absolutely crazy. Like this isn't a nuts. Absolutely.
He's a lot tankier than I expected. Like I thought he'd just be like Wampa, and my Wampa will sometimes go into battle and occasionally get kind of killed, very rarely. But but he is incredibly tanky. He'll run about 10 turns versus a Leia team. He will take getting hit by things. He is pretty good.
I would say I would re-roll this basic ability here on the third one. I don't know if you plan on making a bunch of these, but if you can re-roll this one, because it's not doing anything for him, because it's the whenever someone dies and then he's solo. So
yeah. What I'll do is, like I say, I'll wait until we hit Conquest and I'll see how many others I get. I tend to get quite a lot of Datacrons. I love Conquest. I do like Conquest, the game mode, because being somebody that travels, you spend a lot of time just sitting there for hours and hours with not a lot to do, or waiting for the game to have something to do. So Conquest is actually something I quite enjoy doing. So I do tend to get quite a lot of Datacrons in comparison. So yeah,
yeah, your Datacron usage is really good. So I would say at the top levels of GAC, a big part of what separates people is 3 things, right? Because everyone has everything, is Datacrons, mods, and ships. So
I agree. The only thing I'd say recently is Jedi Knight Cal Kestis. Did you get him first time or not? And also Bo-Katan Mandalore.
Yeah, they're really good
to get her. Those 2 characters are making a little bit of a difference, but yeah, I agree that Datacrons are annoying. The number of Doubtcrons you have on that second set are quite particular as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's. I do want to look at your mods before we jump into your other things.
Oh no.
Yeah. This is good.
My mods are brought to you by Grand Ivory.
Grand Ivory, yeah.
Well, one of the biggest problems I have with mods is that I actually unlock characters faster than I actually have the time to kind of mod them, if that makes sense. You know, like,
yeah, that's fair.
And therefore, I find kind of like letting the mods kind of get a little bit out of date, and then using Grand Ivory to do the bottom half of my roster. Very often what will happen is somebody will move from the bottom half of the roster to the top half, somebody like a Plo Koon, but I won't necessarily update his set, so he will end up kind of very much out of space. But yeah,
well, this is really good modding on Jabba, on Jabba. I like tenacity. You have excellent tenacity on there. You have excellent speed, good health, so this is good modding on Jabba. So, we already talked about your JML.
Yeah.
Good.
Sega updated. Sega updated recently because of Bane.
Yeah.
So he moved to R8. I think I updated his relic by 1, and I gave him better mods.
Yeah, he is good. This is good. Recently. Yeah. Okay, speed, good health. You hit the benchmarks of what you need.
He's more tanky now. He used to be a little bit of fragile old man. He's a little bit better now.
Like I said, I don't have JML. I know he needs really high speed for JMK. I don't know if this is modded the right way. So, but I just don't have any experience with that. So I'm sure you may have, but he looks like he's modded really well. Really high health on Rey.
Yeah, I'd prefer higher damage on Rey. I might go back in and change that myself. I've never been.
This is really low.
Yeah, really low. Yeah, I think that's the problem. Grand Ivory does that to you. And I always forget to kind of go in and read. But yeah, so I'd prefer she was higher damage. She was certainly more effective when she was. So we'll see what she's about to get a Cron though. So I guess that'll make her ridiculous.
Yeah, so I go with I do think the best way of modding her is the health primaries with decent speed and then really high offense secondaries. But those are like god mods, right? So of course it's like, yeah, I would prefer the god mods on Rey, and who wouldn't? But I think the easier way to do it is just like I've seen a lot lately. People have been throwing on more offense primaries because those are just easier to make. So. But yeah, this is a way to mod Rey, just not how I would mod her. I do like at least like, because yours is R8 too, so I do like at least on R8 like 11k damage.
Yeah, I think she used to be about 11k before, but yeah, I'll look back at that. But yeah, no, good point.
Yeah, because all right, Leia. Oh, kind of low health if I'm going to be completely honest.
I'm totally lost on what to do with Leia. I think Leia is
health.
I don't know.
Health and speed. Health and speed.
No, but I mean as far as position. I mean,
like how much you value her mods.
Well, whether to put her on defense or offense. She's I still don't lost a Drogon Cron now, so I think she might have to move to offense. I think the Mon Mothma stuff means you have to put 2 tanks with her. I think she's becoming too defensively. And now that Bane can beat her too, she's almost becoming somebody that should probably go offense as well. Yeah,
she is. She is really good on offense.
Yeah.
I have seen the upper tier, like I don't have her yet. I have all her shards. I could farm her. I'm finishing Inquisitors and they just bankrupted me. So, but she's coming soon. TM. But I do like more health on her. Good speed, good health, great damage. Your SOKR is modded really well.
Yeah, well, he is. I mean, honestly, where I am, he is our godsend. He helps clean up so many of the problems, or he's the one that will move around GLs. He might be able to beat a Lord Vader. He might be able to beat a Jabba. He might be able to beat a Leia. You can kind of. He is probably. I would say he's probably the most versatile GL.
Yeah, he's the Swiss Army knife of GLs. Yeah, absolutely.
Therefore, having good standard mods on him is really useful.
Yeah, I will say I will always have a special place in my heart for SOKR. He was my first GL. Adam Driver was a Marine, so or he is once a Marine, always a Marine. But yeah, excellent GL too.
Oh,
Lord Vader. What's your opinion on Lord Vader? Little low damage, no crit damage triangle. So I do.
I was liking Lord Vader up until the Bane issue again.
Yeah.
I think the problem with Lord Vader is he just has a fundamental problem with his kit. In fact, he can avoid taunt. There's too much that I think his kit needs rewritten. To be honest, it's a terrible thing to say. But yeah, I love him as a character, and I like him because I had the Bad Batch, and he's a GL, and he is very good. But again, he's somebody now who's going to have to go on offense, which he's very good at.
I will say there's a big performance difference compared to like R7, R8, and R9 for Lord Vader. Because like if I see an R7 Lord Vader, 100% I'm just going to bounty hunters him, just because it's. Just with his mastery ramping and everything, he just wants those high.
Would you do that? But you wouldn't do that with Maul, Thrawn.
Maul, Thrawn.
Would you take the risk?
Yeah, it depends. Like today, I have to go against 6 GLs. I only have 4. So yeah, I like bounty hunters. Any off meta counter I can against a GL, I have to take it. So, yeah, but
I was just a bit confused. I mean, a long time ago, I agree with you. Bounty hunters 100% versus Lord Vader. I feel they changed the targeting somehow. They started hitting Fennec Shand and Bam way more than I remember them doing it. So I don't know if they did a subtle tweak. I could be paranoid, but yeah. So yeah, I mean, I tend to run Lord Vader now with Maul. That's what I said earlier on about pulling Lord Vader off defense, taking Maul off of his team, giving Maul the Gar Saxon and the Imperial Super Commando, and then giving Lord Vader a more offensive sort of approach and putting against something that way. That's kind of what I'm thinking strategy-wise.
So the only Lord Vaders I won't take bounty hunters against is if it's like a super Lord Vader team. So if it has like Terran Malicos or Third Sister or something like that, I don't think Terran or Third Sister with Grand Inquisitor, like something like that, I won't. I'll just JML him. Especially
I think at the moment he's probably got a doubt cron on him as well.
Yeah, I wouldn't take the doubt cron. But again, I'm bottom of Kyber too, and those players have massive accounts, but they don't have datacrons, and that's probably why they're in Kyber too. So
the problem, I mean, the moment my Lord Vader's in defense, but he's essentially he's essentially a Bane soak up at the moment.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like I've got to get Bane out somehow. So do you want to kill my Leia or my Vader? You know.
Yeah.
There's nothing else I can do. So.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I do want to look at some. Let's look at your Bayness.
My Bay.
Yeah.
She's beautiful. She is beautiful.
I don't know her stats by heart because everyone else I can just look at the. Yeah, everyone else I could just look at the stats and be like.
You want to be as potent as possible so you land as many of the doubts off.
The doubts and the the increased cooldowns and everyththis.
Yeah, so you want to land the doubt.
Oh, look at this! Look at this butte right here. Look at this. Well, this is a beautiful mod. Look, this is perfect. I think the only thing is like this tenacity, but who cares, right? Who cares? 12% potency on a potency mod. This is chef's kiss as far as mods. These are like I've been playing the game for forever mods right here. They're just like rolled absolutely beautifully and perfectly. What an excellent mod.
He deserves the best.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, high potency, high speed. Yeah, she's good. Good mods.
Yeah, she gets the best.
Yeah, because I've seen you take out some things where I'm like, oh, that's pretty jank. I'm like, that's a jank counter, and then you absolutely pull it out. So, yeah.
I mean, she'll go through any Lord Vader, any Jabba. Sorry, I just run it with B2, and like literally, she will kill Jabba even before like Lord Darth Vader gets a turn or B2. Yeah,
Yeah.
she just goes straight through things like a knife through butter, and then B1's damage.
Yeah, B1's
ridiculous.
B1 is absolutely ridiculous.
She's got Datacron at the moment, but even without the Datacron, she'll still beat pretty much any Jabba that I see. Yeah, he's R8. He's one of my passion projects.
Yeah.
I know in your hierarchy of needs you talk about passion projects, but yeah, he is.
Well, yeah,
one of my.
Yeah, that's why I said you're at the top, because all your needs are met. All your well, except for actually they're not met because you don't have the fleet income. But other than that, but you've already explained that piece. So yeah, you're at the part of the game where you can do whatever you want, right? Like you're just farming whatever's new and just But this
do what
is
you enjoy.
Yeah, I'm glad you didn't place the Omicrons.
Would be ridiculous.
These Omicrons are so 3v3. Bad. Yeah, they're so
3v3, and you don't need it. It still works.
Yeah, absolutely. Good damage.
Yeah, for a non-GL to be hitting the like 10.8k is quite beautiful.
Yeah, he's
a beautiful little murder bucket, and he's so fast as well.
Yeah, he hits so crazy hard. Yeah, 299.
Yeah. So at the moment, I don't even need really B2 in that team because B2 is there to interrupt them and give me a turn. But with the Afracron, you're getting so many turns anyway. This guy doesn't really matter.
He has decent speed.
He's fast, but he just literally stands there, does nothing.
Yeah. Just does his little hand thing, right?
yeah. I don't even know what he does. Like honestly, at the moment, it's Afra and BT1 that take the turns to kill Jabba. Literally, no one else in the team ever seems to get a turn. But
yeah, BT1's good. I just want to take a little detour here. You should. I don't know why you have these mods here.
Health mod.
Yeah, so I would say, I would. Maybe it's just Grand Ivory. Just
it is. It is. Well, Grievous is not one of the ones that I specify a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's just picking up. It's one of the problems is that they kind of put people like I don't think I use Grievous at the moment. I think he literally I don't think I'm using an offense or defense in GAC.
He can clean up some stuff.
I used to use him as Star Killer counter with the hitting the target lots of stuff, but with B2 now moving on to Afra.
Yeah.
GG's kind of I don't know, my GD team isn't quite there. I don't know what
well, people have been putting what do you call it? Star Killer on defense more often now, so but I still prefer CLS. CLS is just an easy Star Killer.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I think that kind of like covers most of your stuff I wanted to look at. Let's if you don't mind, let's go look at your how you utilize all this GP, massive this massive GP of yours.
hug your loved ones. This will be a disaster.
Yeah. So you have streamed this. Yep. So all this stuff is like is live.
Yeah, it's live. Well, this is where so I don't plan my attacks.
Yeah.
I don't even scout my opponents. So what I do when I stream is literally I am finding out the same time as everyone else what I'm fighting.
Yeah.
And therefore, people in chat will very often suggest things to me.
Yeah.
And be like, okay, try. And I'll be like, I have no idea. Let's give it a go. So many of the battles you're about to see might be a little weird, shall I say?
Okay. Yeah.
I could not stop. I could not stop doing Mon Mothma. Honestly, it's too. Anyway.
Yeah, Mon Mothma.
Defense first.
Yeah.
Mon Mothma versus Leia is too tempting.
Yeah. So third sister. Yeah, this is why I don't like. You need a Doubtcron. Do you have a Doubtcron to spare for third sister? That would.
I do. I think I pulled it off for give it to the Sith Empire on offense, but yeah.
Yeah, this would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, like because if you don't have the Doubtcron, then yeah, this just beats it pretty handedly. Yeah, the DTMG This Dark Trooper hits so incredibly hard. Yeah, so it requires.
I don't mind that as a trade up. I don't mind that as a trade up. You know,
No,
pulling a
absolutely.
GML.
And it's like you took 5 banners off of GL, so you know you can't hate that. You can't hate the what that produced. Same thing.
I really play efficiency, but yeah.
Yeah,
Oh God,
and then
see her kill all those other people. Good work.
Yeah. So oh man, this guy just doesn't know what he's doing. Look at this.
Darth Bane.
See, Darth Bane, the armorer. So sometimes you just get people that are they just don't know what they're doing, you know, and that's why I like looking at this, because even though they're up in the top of Kyber 2 doesn't mean, you know, they just farm all the stuff, they do all the things, and it doesn't mean they necessarily know what they're doing with it. So yeah, this was definitely a mistake on their part of throwing Darth Bane in with a bunch of other crap. So that could have been just a little more efficient for him. All right, so we have this.
Don't really know the Bamcron. The Bamcron's a weird one. It's in decent kind of numbers, but yeah, I don't really know what to do with it.
Yeah, it's
stuck on defense and move dash off the leader.
I have seen some people put it with Ray for whatever. I don't know how good that is, but I've seen some people just do that, and it adds a level of complexity. I would say that Jedi Knight Revan beats this, like a simple Jedi Knight Revan team, and can just beat it. It's not the best. Yeah, Profundity. But yeah, this is a solid. Again, like all these battles, you're stripping tons of banners. So, and they're not.
Yeah, he probably also attacked last. He probably knew what he needed to do.
Yeah.
Very often, you know, being a streamer, you know, streaming at a certain time, people know you're going to attack at a certain time. So. Yeah,
absolutely. Leviathan, yeah. So. Profundity, yeah, it's unless you're a 7-star, even at 7 stars, a Profundity can beat it.
I think when somebody keeps Profundity, Leviathan, and Executor for offense,
there's nothing you can do there.
It's a bit pointless, you know, like kind of, if that makes sense. But yeah.
Yeah, it's just there's nothing you can do if they take all their meta fleets, and they have them all starred up and everything. Yeah, there's nothing.
Yeah.
So
whether it was 7-star or not, wouldn't have stopped or wouldn't have fixed that. But
this is still a decent defense. A triple attacker, negotiator with Marauder. The 5-star Leviathan
is hearting. It is hearting, probably. But I think even if it was 7-star, the guy would have got the counter.
Yeah, he would have just flipped these. I think he would have taken the Leviathan to take out your Leviathan, and then the Profundity against the Executor.
Yeah.
But that does open up like opportunities of RNG, right? Because there's who hasn't taken or seen a Profundity go against a triple attacker. They get no assists, then all of a sudden they just like take out your.
I think it's more. I mean, it's more. I'm talking 11,000 crystals, I guess, to get my Leviathan to 7-star, and those 11,000 crystals could be, you know, a lot more of a modern character. So it's, you know, like I really haven't noticed it with the fleets. I mean, maybe when the next
I'll say this
drops, I might do it.
The long game, it's probably more efficient. Just to allow, like, since it's a passive farm, just to passively farm it, and then you continue to like maximize on your ground game. That's totally a viable way of doing it. So you'll get it sooner or later, right? I would say if you do have some crystals to spare, you know, just like 1 or 2 refreshes, you know, like even one refresh a month doubles how fast you 7-star it.
Yeah. No, I've thought about it. It's something I look at. I'll wait and see when they come around again. It is something I'm kind of. But yeah, I don't feel like do you know, honestly, I don't feel I win or lose any GACs based.
It's not on ships.
Moment, you know, not at the moment. Say, it's more just it's more getting the balance between what teams have an offense and defense, and kind of struggling. Leia's been a real problem, so I probably need to pull my jab up more to offense. But the issue is I'm struggling for GLs because I might need to pull my Rey to offense or my Vader to offense because of the Bane issue.
Yeah. Anyway, I would say this. I don't like this variant of Rey. I would much rather, and I know you have, you have Cal with Ufus, so you can put Barris here, and that adds the level of complexity with the heals, because with JTR, you can just ignore her, right? Like you just can straight ignore JTR. So if I go against this variant, and there's nothing here that's kind of keeping Ray and Ben alive, then I can, and yeah, like Ben is on, like he's probably VIP, right, for you? So he's under stealth, but still that just means the level of complexity of killing like L3 and Sortie or whatever else is in the way. Usually I just dispel L3's taunts, and then I would kill Sortie, and then go for Ben and Ray. So yeah, there's like the puzzle piece there, but what puzzle piece is JTR adding other than at the very end? Maybe
it's
she'll
timeout. It's a timeout issue with JTR. Is if the person takes so long to clear the others, and they get to JTR and her mastery's so high, and the only person who can hit her is Star Killer.
Yeah.
That's why. I mean, I agree. It's not a great variant. Yeah, I do tend to switch it around.
But if you have the Barris there, then they're still doing the same thing. But now Barris is keeping them alive, and so they have to deal with Barris if they want to, and that adds like another complexity that can add like for a much better hold. And yeah, this guy, I think we established that this guy really isn't the best on ground, so he just lost. But I do like the I like that added level of complexity. Yeah, interesting. He just went with the SOKR. I do think that this SOKR being that Swiss Army knife here, that's what I like about him, and is he can just like, he can handle anything, right? Yeah, so this is what you were talking about.
I guess a Doubtcron. I presume it's Doubtcron.
Yeah, I wouldn't take bounty hunters against the Doubtcron for Lord Vader.
Should have done that, but yeah, and then it starts becoming a problem.
Yeah, and then took out your Jabba. Okay, let's see how you did on attack.
Terribly. Terribly. I get stuck on Leia. This is one of my. I get stuck on Leia. Like, and that's what I say. I think I need to move Jabba now to offense. Is probably my biggest issue. I do like trying things like the Mon Mothma counter. It does work. It works on round 3, but it's too tempting.
So what can you explain what happened here? Like how this became a loss? I don't know it well enough to know what went wrong here.
Well, Mon Mothma, the big scrawn effectively creates a TM loop.
Yeah.
The problem is that when there's 2 tanks there, you can't get to Leia fast enough. So you have to kill the old Ben first, because the team I use has no dispel in it.
Yeah.
So you need to wait until the summon comes in from Mon Mothma. The summon can then dispel the tank. But eventually we killed old Ben. Yeah. And then Captain Rex stunned everyone on the team. He got his days. Yeah. So I should have gone from killing old Ben to then killing Captain Rex.
Yeah.
But then I'd probably have run out of time before Leia got to her ultimate. It's like, it's one of these new crons that I like playing with and giving a wee bit of a go. Yeah, it's like I say, but ultimately it's the reason why I lost the GAC. You'll notice in a minute. But yeah, Leia has been causing me problems recently.
Yeah, so see, even this, like this variant is fine too, because that Cal Kestis is adding it in, and then he also has the dodge in his mastery too. So like it's like this is a strong variant where if you have JTR here, that's where you timed out.
Yeah, by a second, like literally one more hit.
Yeah, just a little bit of sliver there. That's unfortunate. Yep, Bay doing Bay things. Max banners
destroying Jabba with the Bush Cron for max banners. Yeah,
I would say, because you have Plo Koon. I think you can add Plo Koon here and probably take out
Mace.
Yeah, because
possibly. I agree. They're always going to kill the tank, but yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I've looked at that a few times. Yeah,
because a lot of people do that, and I know you. If you're looking like to mix and match or whatever, especially if you just like, just need something, you can just throw them in there. Yeah. Yep, that's reliable. This is why I want C, honestly, just for Malgus. I know once you get Jedi Knight Calcastus, that opens up some other opportunities to like really budget kill Malgus. Okay. Dark Trooper Moff Gideon. Doubtcron? Yeah, Doubtcron. This is what I was saying for the Doubtcron. Like it just like stops this. It's that Doubtcron's so good. Okay, yeah, if you had Jedi Knight Calcastus, I think this would have been a win right here.
Yeah, it's just annoying.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things that kind of like, I just got stuck in it. Like I say, this is where JML for me just isn't quite finding his space in my attacking roster.
I would
he needs to get Calcastus.
Yeah, I would say if you had Mace here, maybe would have been a little better. Just because I don't know if it happened to you, but were you trying to like focus down Leia, and then like if Leia hits Yoda with her basic, she equalizes her health, and then she just like heals back all the way back up to full. So I don't know what you were doing or how you played this, but generally that's why I don't like supports against Leia, is because whenever she hits a support or healer with her basic, then she just equalizes all her health, and then with the team just makes it more difficult. Oh no, Bane.
Yeah.
Bane didn't pull it through.
He lost too. Well, it was preloaded. I don't know how to kind of change it up, but yeah, at that point we didn't know.
Yeah, Doubtcron here, just running rampant. Yeah, and this is what I was saying about like Datacrons, because like this normally is like a good counter, right? Like it's a solid counter, but then you start throwing doubt and then doubt here, and then it starts changing up counters, and that's why I was saying like ships are like more reliable. Of course, you always have that, a dodge here or there, whatever else. But these Datacrons, it adds such a level of complexity. What Jawas?
killed Ivar.
Yeah.
Had like I don't know. You had like the obvious.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was one of those things like, hang on, this might work.
This is hilarious.
I think at this point we'd run out of teams.
Yeah.
At this point, but yeah, I do love a little bit of a Jabba snipe. Always good.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Clean up with Ewoks.
Yeah, I'm surprised Leia didn't die, because she attacks so often that I thought she would die from the from thermals.
It's something to do with like the Akbar Kron. I think. A lot. I don't know.
Yeah, because I took Wampa against this variant. Of course, it had different middle stuff, because the middle stuff is all garbage, right? But it was the Akbar Leia, and then Leia just killed herself with how many times she attacked Wampa. Then she got all those dots and just like died of sadness. So yeah, okay, excellent. Oh no!
You never know.
the Greedo didn't pull it off for you.
You've got to give the Rodian a chance.
Yeah,
he needs to get a go.
Yeah, he was not uncapped in that point. Oh,
the purple wizard. He pulls the rubbish.
Well, this time he'll pull it off. This time he'll pull it off.
This time we'll destroy the entire team before we start. We put
in. Hondo, solid.
Yeah.
Oh no. Wow, no, not even a scout trooper variant, just a normal, they just burnt. Oh, R6 Wampa. This is 14 seconds. No, they got this done. This done.
Yeah. The modding's probably gone a little bit awry.
Yeah.
He's probably modded now for health.
Yeah. I still.
Rather than for the tenacity.
Yeah, I still keep the tenacity primary just so I have the option to do this. But yeah, even with like ranged trooper, that's like added damage, right? Like this is that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Oh, this was never gonna, right? Like,
no.
She's like a hard counter.
Yeah, not against a preloaded.
Yeah.
But I think at this point, like I say, we were kind of stuck on the layouts. It was like, well, there's no.
Yeah, just saying what sticks. Oh, really? Doubtcron, yeah. Yeah, Doubtcron, yeah.
Well, this guy had so many of these Doubtcrons, it got impossible to actually. It got to the point where literally every single team had a Doubtcron on it. Was like, oh, and
yeah. Oh, even the. I've never thought about Qui-Gon against. Yeah, you're just seeing what sticks. But
Well,
you
it
guys,
killed a few things. Like I say, like you got to, it's like one of those nuclear bombs. It's almost like that Grievous bomb that we used to have a while ago.
yeah.
As well, like sort of that kind of like a single fire, huge damage.
And then this was your just last little.
Unclear why. I think that's probably for Dr. Feelgood probably wanted to see Night Sister initiate.
Yeah.
See whether indeed he could do it or she could do it. But yeah.
She didn't pull it out for you.
No, she failed.
Yeah. So this does look like he just came in after and was like, "Yeah, I lost this."
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did. I do have Jabba for Leia. That's my go-to, just because it's so reliable. But yeah, obviously you have him on defense. We have a win here, so we'll go through these a little quicker now.
Yeah, I cheated. I cheated here.
What'd you change?
Well, no, I attacked in the last 1 minute.
Oh yeah, you talked about
losing.
that. Yeah.
I was losing to this person. This person cleared every one of my things first time, but left one fleet.
Okay, yeah.
And they had more points than me.
Yeah, they didn't.
Until the last minute.
Yeah, they didn't have the answer.
Yeah, they didn't do the third fleet. They didn't complete their battle. So when I attacked the last thing in the last 30 seconds, which was the Leviathan fleet. I did that.
Oh, you
there,
just
like,
you just left this right here?
Yeah, and I just left it. But that guy therefore thought I was finished. He attacked after me. He thought, oh my god, I have more banners than this person.
Yeah.
I have one. So I waited until 9:59 and 30 seconds, which is 30 seconds before close on the battle time. And I cleared the single ship that was left.
Yeah.
And won by clearing. Yeah, so technically cheating.
Well, it's smart. It's smart.
I think we've done it a few times. There was another person who once attacked me, and I kind of half attacked, and they had to beat like 6 teams.
Yeah.
So they waited till the last half hour, thinking, right, I need to beat 6 teams. But then I started attacking at the same time. So what was 6 teams in half an hour actually became 14 teams in half an hour that they couldn't possibly manage. Yeah. And therefore they ran out of time. So I think there's a couple of pitfalls that some of the people that attack afterwards thinking the opponent's done kind of fall into. That I would always say to people, complete your battles. Don't trust the person who's attacked first.
I remember I talked to someone about it. I drew like a graph for them and I was like, hey, look, like here's potential of like time. But if you like give yourself at least an hour, right? Like at least an hour. And if your opponent hasn't attacked in the last hour, then they're running the risk of timing out. So like if you're both waiting for each other. Yeah. Be
ahead. Don't wait. Don't presume that the person you're facing has definitely run out of stuff. Or, especially if you're facing somebody who is a streamer or somebody who has done various battles, they may well just have kind of half attacked because they ran out of time. Don't presume you know what's going on.
Yeah, especially this. Like if I would have saw just my Mark 6 interceptor, then and you can take the most garbage of garbage and clear that. Like there's no way it can survive. It has 10 stacks. Yeah.
Everyone in the Discord was like, I don't understand your opponent. I don't understand why they stopped. They just obviously looked to think, oh, my Leviathan is still there, therefore I have won. But they didn't realize it just had a Mark 6 interceptor. Yeah,
because I would have looked at that and been like, oh yeah, like he's gonna clear that. He's just wait. Because I would think you're just waiting till the end so that I don't know exactly how many banners I need to beat you, and. Yeah, so that's what I would think. Like, oh, this guy's just playing. He's just going to clear it at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, but good job. Yeah, anyway, that's smart. I have done that before, but back before I didn't have like a JMK counter. And a lot of times, like people will just like if they think that you're not going to clear a zone, they'll just clear one zone and kind of leave it be. So I just sent like a garbage character, like an Ewok or something against JMK, preloaded it. And then at the end, the last 30 minutes, I cleared like 2 of their zones, the top zones, just so I can get a sneaky win, like an undeserved win. Dirty win. Yeah, the undeserved ones. Yeah.
Anyway, let's get off this. Round 3. Look at my attack for round 3. It was absolutely flawless.
Nice. 1801. Very clean. 1758.
But look at the counters. Look at this. Bane versus Lord Vader.
Bane versus Lord Vader. Yeah, that's what, because a lot of people were saying Sith Assassin, but I was thinking Count Dooku, because I think a lot of people probably didn't invest in the Sith Assassin. If you have her R9, then yeah, absolutely, like throw her with Bane.
Yeah, well, it's your highest other relic Sith.
Yeah, but I was thinking like, hey, Count Dooku is a great one.
Yeah,
and this is a strong Lord Vader. This is a strong, like, Maul, R8 Maul, R8 Lord Vader, like decent relics. Just R7 Darth Bane. You can't beat that.
Glorious.
Yeah.
Starkiller Rey, perfect.
Yep.
Mon Mothma Leia.
Got the dub this time.
No, 65 banners versus a Leia team. That is absolutely gorgeous.
Did you have to go through Cara Dune, or were you able to dispel just straight onto Leia?
She doesn't auto taunt.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't taunt at the start. She taunts when she comes out of stealth or something. So no, you can go straight after Leia.
Yeah, it wasn't an issue.
And I think it was a protection upcron as well. I think on the Leia team.
Yeah, it is.
Maybe not.
Yeah, it is.
So basically, went through the whole of Leia, killed Leia. With and perfect balance of Mon Mothma and a big scron. I mean, just perfect.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, good. Malgus, yeah, I love this counter. Malgus against Third Sister, because everyone will be like, "Why don't you use Traya?" And it's like, look, the Dalcron, like just throw Malgus on there, take it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, Seer. Same thing. Like Malgus. Malgus is a great counter against that if you didn't have. But yeah, this is.
Yes. I've been trying the Malik solo versus it still isn't working. Works in 3s.
Yeah.
But not yet in 5s. I'm still working on it. But yeah.
Savage. Seer killed Savage.
I think so. Yeah. I think Seer's damage went through the roof.
Yeah, because it's
crazy.
Yeah, because it's percent health damage. Yeah. And that's his weakness. Bay. This is the one I was talking about, where I was like, I think this is a little sketch, because I remember watching this one, and you're like, Bay against Malgus, and I was like, oh, that's a strong Malgus. I was like, I was like, he's R9, right? R9, and I was like, oh, Aldi, that's a little sketch.
Nope.
And she pulled it out. Perfect banners. I still remember it. Perfect banners.
I don't even think he moved.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was really good. Your the BT1, and then all the cooldown increases and everything. You just like blew straight through them. Yeah, this is good. This is good. JML, Hermit Yoda.
But like I say, like I've talked about JML a few times. Just he should not be a counter to Qui-Gon Jinn. Like he's got to be. I've got to find a better space for him.
Yeah. Well, this is not bad. It's not bad. Like, because you just count, because this is a strong Qui-Gon, especially with Kelleran Beck in there, Ki-Adi Mundi. Like, this is a Mace. This is a really strong Qui-Gon, and I don't think even though I think this is really good use of a JML. Actually, you may not agree, but I think with how strong an R9 Kelleran Beck is, and just turning off Qui-Gon Jinn's lead, and then or the Omicron and blowing through him, I think this is a good use. So, and it's good banners.
I think against an opponent where you've just Starkiller their Rey, Mon Mothma their Leia, Bane their Lord Vader, then using GML versus that is actually an okay kind of trade-off, because you're so many GLs up.
Yeah, protection upcron with the gas. Yeah, this is good. Starkiller. Can this lose? This can lose, right? Like, there's a world where this loses.
Maybe not with Watt. It can lose, but I think Watt makes it almost 99%. The C on its own can sometimes, but my C's pretty slow. So because I think sometimes that C can actually get hit by a starship and still survive.
Yeah, because I know I've taken Starkillers against C on defense. This is this is just like
put them all in. Put them all in.
Yeah, you're just because everything went so cleanly up here, and you're just able to use some overkills here, which is great. You love to see it. Yep. TIE Bomber
Standard.
just makes that easy win.
I think, well, that's what I'm talking about. The Profundity 6-star versus the Profundity 7-star.
Well, Profundity,
You know,
yeah, I didn't even comment on your 6-star on Profundity because the 6-star Profundity can't even beat a Leviathan. Like, I think the last ability you need is the bonus turn, which I believe you get at the 6th turn, right?
something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so like a 6-star Profundity is perfectly fine. The only thing is you're losing out on like a little bit of banners on that reinforcement, but that's it. But that's like really minimal, right? So I have no, like, you can passively get those stars. I have no issues with that because this Profundity is going to do everything you need it to do, and you could better use your crystals elsewhere. Yeah, this is good. Clean.
Yeah. And then I was just preloading with Holdo. That actually killed the capital ship. This is one of the times where the comeuppance actually
worked. Wow. Yeah, you did.
So it was a preload, but it actually went through the capital ship. Meaning it was just a comedy cleanup.
So some people hate on the burner, and I think a burner against Executor is really strong. Like, it's really strong. I don't know why. Because I was like, hey, look, like, especially for those that don't have like a legitimate Executor counter, like if you have only a Malevolence or something, putting in a burner, taking in your Malevolence, that could be the difference of like a full clear or not a full clear. So I think that's smart.
Yeah,
and
I used to get stuck. Yeah, I mean, I would always run the burner.
Yeah. Because it takes away the RNG. Like, it takes away that RNG and just makes it more reliable. And you already, like, it's already a really clean round. So that one loss isn't a huge deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Mr.
He obviously attacked after. Yeah, sorry.
Mr. Krav.
It's herd of cows in Czech. We understood.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think he failed on the front. Yeah.
Tuscans against timeout.
Good luck with that. At least he tried. I
didn't even I didn't even know Tuscans can do this well against Seer.
I'm surprised he got to timeout.
Yeah, I didn't know that was like a legit counter. Yeah, what held here? Treya or your
Treya.
Yeah, the doubt. Oh, no Doubtcron. Oh, they just lost. Oh, because they took in Sidious, yeah, and no Savage. The fool. They put in. Yeah, I think if they would have had Savage here, that would have been. But that was all you needed, right?
Finn, and then I think Finn held as well. Was it
Finn? Yeah. Oh yeah. Look at this.
Finn and Zori.
I do. I have Imperial Troopered this. His fault was he had Iden here, instead of what do you call it, Gideon? Because I beat this with Gideon, even a low gear like gear 8 Gideon. Totally fine. They never take a turn, and you just have to cycle through until you can dispel the invulnerability and taunts, and then you just win.
I guess that's an old Lord Vader cleanup, isn't it? The Veers with
absolutely. This is
and so maybe that's just why he has it left over as a team. That's why he kind of keeps it for, but then that's all he had. I don't know. Yeah,
did he Gideon or did he what do you call it? The Padme Gideon? Gidme? Did he Gidme anywhere? No, he didn't. No. Yeah, because maybe they thought, but this is the Lord Vader cleanup variant. Which is a good variant. You don't actually need, of course, that's the better one, but you can use Admiral Akbar, you can use Chirrut, or what is it called, Shock, as with the Lord Vader. But
clean up.
Because my Iden's on defense, just as, like I said, I use low gear Omicron. She's like R3 or something. But this was unfortunate for them. They don't generate enough turn meter to cycle through so they probably hit it was 30 seconds. So I think your team just outsped him. Yeah, like he probably just didn't check the speeds, and Resistance Hero Finn just ate their lunch. So
well, I guess once standard Finn does his taunt or whatever, that gains TM to everyone. I guess everyone just went mental. Yeah,
so they probably didn't check the speeds and just lost with how short of a match this was. It looks like they didn't even get going. So, good. Yeah, good. Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks, Aldi, for allowing me to look at your account. My game
I
crashed.
appreciate it, and we will rewatch everything.
Yeah.
And I will take note, and I will definitely carry out. You know, there's a bit of remodeling to work there. There's a bit of remodeling to do that. And yeah, I think I will look at them all. I'll see when Genetic Calc Estes have come this week, and how that'll work with what I'm doing. I might need to have a bit of a review on my Jedi as to where they go as well when he joins.
Yeah, absolutely. Because that's he's an important. Yeah, it's an important. Yeah, well, thanks, Aldi. And then we'll. Yeah, so if you like this content, like and subscribe. Make sure I'm going to link your Twitch and your YouTube in the description as well. Make sure you guys go over there and subscribe to Aldi's YouTube and follow his Twitch. He's a great entertainer, lovely person, wonderful guy. I watch all his streams all the time, so you guys should as well. So thanks for watching, and take care, everyone. Do you have anything to say, Aldi, before we cut this?
Just thank you, everyone.
All right.